The storm came down so heavy that the windshield wipers barely kept up. Mark gripped the steering wheel tighter. His girlfriend, Emily, curled up in the passenger seat, shivering as lightning flashed across the endless highway. Their phones were dead, the GPS frozen, and the gas gauge hung dangerously close to empty. Mark cursed under his breath. The next town had to be miles away. Then through the wall of rain, he spotted a glowing red neon sign flickering at the side of the road. Motel, its letters buzzing weakly, but the light was enough to make his chest loosen. He pulled into the gravel lot, the tires crunching, water spraying the building, looked old, 2 stories of stained yellow walls and crooked windows. The sign out front said Silver Star Motel, but half the bulbs were dead, making it read Siltar Motel. Emily hesitated, chewing her lip. She whispered, "Maybe we should keep going," but Mark shook his head. "We'll run out of gas. We Dan. T have a choice." The lobby door creaked as he pushed it open, a sour smell of mildew and cigarettes hitting him instantly. Inside the desk, clerk sat slumped in a chair, an old man with skin like leather, his eyes hidden in shadow. He didn't speak. He just slid a key across the counter, the tag read Room 6. Mark frowned. The number had been painted over once, and now the black paint peeled, revealing faint numbers underneath. 666. He felt a chill crawl up his arms. Emily whispered, "Maybe another room." But the clerk said nothing, just stared, his lips curled in the faintest smile. Mark took the key, forcing a laugh. Maybe it's just old paint. The hallway to their room was long, dimly lit, the carpet damp under their shoes, the numbers on the doors unevenly nailed, some hanging crooked. They reached Room 6. Mark slipped the key into the lock. The knob turned with a groan. The room smelled of dust and something metallic. The lights flickered as they clicked on a single bed with faded sheets, a cracked mirror above the dresser, the wallpaper peeling. Emily sat on the edge of the bed, shivering. She muttered, "I Dan. T. Like this place?" Mark closed the curtains, but froze. They weren't T curtains. They were nailed shut, boards painted over to look like fabric. He stepped closer, running his hand over the surface. It was wood, not cloth, nailed tight. A drop of cold sweat rolled down his neck. Emily whispered Mark and pointed to the mirror. It was cracked, but in the reflection, the boards behind him weren't T there instead. The window was wide open, the rain outside pouring in, and behind him in the reflection, a man stood tall and faceless, his body stretched in black shadow. Mark spun around. The room was empty, the boards nailed tight. He whispered, "It's just my head, just tired." But Emily shook her head, tears filling her eyes. "I saw him too." Mark tried to laugh, tried to calm her, but when he turned back to the mirror, the crack had widened, splitting across the glass, and blood seeped from it, running down the frame, dripping onto the dresser. He grabbed Emily's hand. "Let us just sleep. We'll leave at dawn." They climbed into the bed, the sheets damp and cold. Mark pulled her close, shutting his eyes, but the sound began softly at first, a scratching beneath the bed like fingernails dragging across wood. Emily gripped his arm, shaking. "Did you hear that?" The scratching grew louder, then stopped. Silence so deep it rang in their ears. Then a low voice whispered from under the bed, "Welcome back." Mark froze. His blood turned to ice. He hadn't given his name to anyone, not the clerk, not in this place. He grabbed Emily, whispering down. T moved slowly. He bent down, heart hammering, pulling up the edge of the sheet and peered into the darkness beneath the bed. Nothing, empty. He exhaled relief, turning back, but the voice came again. Not from under the bed, this time from inside the closet. Across the room, closer, deeper, it growled, "Welcome back."